Do you dream about launching a groundbreaking product and reaping all the benefits of being the first one on the market? Or perhaps you want to reinvent the services you're already selling and turn your average company into one of the top tiers? If so, we've got some good news for you. There's a proven business strategy that can help you become a pioneer in the industry and build a $100 million company in the process. It's called the Blue Ocean Strategy. Don't worry, there isn't anything fishy about this idea, despite the unusual name. Kim and Renée Mauborgne, business school professors at INSEAD, first introduced the concept in 2005 in their book called Blue Ocean Strategy: How to Create Uncontested Market Space and Make the Competition Irrelevant. So far, the book has been translated into 47 languages, and more than 4 million copies have been sold. In fact, this business strategy became so popular that the term is now a part of the standard business vocabulary. But what is the Blue Ocean Strategy? More importantly, how can you use it to make all those millions you keep thinking of? The Blue Ocean Strategy is an approach that suggests that your company will be more successful if you focus your strengths on creating an uncontested market for your product, instead of battling with competition in existing market spaces. The basic idea is to find a market space that is yet untapped or has very little competition. How do you do that? By creating and capturing new demand, thus taking dominion over the market for yourself. But what does that have to do with oceans? You probably wonder. Mauborgne and Chan came up with the term Blue Ocean to describe a new market that has no barriers or competition standing in the way of your success. It is like having a vast, empty ocean of opportunities and options in front of you. That usually happens when an innovation or an unknown industry appears. In general, Blue Ocean offers certain qualities that entrepreneurs and innovators desire. By removing the competition from the equation, you get the first mover benefits, cost advantages, the possibility to form prices, and the flexibility to carry your offer in different directions. At the same time, there's something called the red ocean. Red ocean is, you guessed it, the complete opposite of the big blue. It is a market saturated with competition and similar products. The companies in such a market are tearing into each other's throats for every piece of available market share, not so different from sharks fighting over food. As businesses compete with one another, prices decrease, earnings decline, and the growth is limited to the size of the current market. Unlike the blue ocean companies who are trying to build up demand, the red ocean businesses are focused on attracting the existing customers through improved services, lower prices, and marketing. To sustain themselves, the red ocean strategists put their effort into building advantages over their rivals, usually by analyzing what the competition is doing and trying to do it better. Their game is to divide the red ocean and get the biggest share. But what those companies don't realize is that the opportunity to grow will only become more limited over time. In conclusion, there's hardly any room for you to become a multimillionaire or even a billionaire in the red ocean environment, although some people have become wildly rich playing in the red ocean, but more on that later. So, to achieve all that you've been dreaming of, you should catch a different tide and sail into the blue ocean. A blue ocean strategy is a shift in thinking about how you beat your rivals to discovering, developing, exploiting, and guarding your new market space. Your goal is to create a new version of the product that will capture new demand, rendering your competition irrelevant. As a blue ocean strategist, you will know the boundaries in your industry don't exist and won't let the current market structure affect your thinking. There are two ways to create a blue ocean. First, you can establish an entirely new industry, just like eBay managed to do with online auctions. Or you can make a blue ocean within the existing red ocean by expanding the boundaries of your industry, as Cirque du Soleil did. The second option is more common. A blue ocean is tied to a particular time and location. Apple and Netflix are the two most common examples of the blue ocean strategy done right. They secured their places in the crowded market by providing a different product at a cheap cost, which raised the bar for the competition. Let's take a look. Apple ventured into a blue ocean by launching iTunes, a service for music download. Before that, people generally downloaded their music files illegally, but Apple gave them a way to get the music legally. Moreover, it made sure to offer better quality files and reasonable prices. That's how the company tapped into the vast pool of music fans. It was a massive win for everyone: music listeners, music producers, and Apple. Netflix is another excellent example. Instead of fighting its way through the massive competition in the video rental industry, Netflix invented a new model of movie renting. First, it introduced video rentals through the mail and then created the first ever video streaming service that offered subscriptions. Many companies followed in Apple's and Netflix's footsteps. However, all the other companies had to make it out in a red ocean, while Apple and Netflix could reap the benefits of swimming in the blue ocean's calm waters. So, how do you know if you need a blue ocean strategy for your company? Ask yourself the following questions. Is your marketing game better than ever, but still fruitless? Does it seem like the number of your domestic and international rivals is constantly increasing? To make ends meet, do you have to resort to outsourcing to cheaper labor markets, such as China and India? Are acquisitions and mergers the only way to grow your business? Do your competitive advantages look similar to those of your competitors? If your answers to these and similar questions are yes, then you are in the midst of red waters. So your main focus at the moment is probably on exceeding your rivals, snatching a share of the existing demand, and making the value-cost trade-off. But that will not get you far. That's why you need a blue ocean strategy. The blue ocean strategy gives you a set of methodologies and tools you can use to pursue value innovation systematically. Here are 5 steps you should take to develop and set your blue ocean strategy in motion. Step 1, choose your market. Start with selecting a product, business, or service you want to focus on. Step 2, understand where you are now. Be honest and open. Every team member needs to have a clear picture of your company's current state. What strategies do you use? How similar are they to your rivals' strategies? Step 3, imagine where you could be. Turn obstacles into opportunities. Now is the time to imagine where you could be. Discuss the boundaries and assumptions of your industry and how they limit your growth, causing pain points. Once you do, consider them hidden opportunities that will help you break away from your competitors. Still, try not to get stuck in numbers and data analysis. Rather, think about what your consumers want, what the market is giving to them, and what they would like but do not get. Furthermore, you should define your non-customers and figure out why they are not buying what you're selling. There's a large pool of consumers that is currently not interested in what your industry is offering. So, try to understand why that is and what you can do to overcome it. Step 4, find how you get there. Time to get practical. At this point, you and your team should come up with practical blue ocean options with differentiation and low cost in mind. With the help of the 6 Paths framework, we'll go over this in a minute, you will start seeing opportunities in the middle of the red ocean haze. Check out what your competition is doing and what they mainly focus on, and create a completely different strategy. You can do that by using the 4 actions framework. Eliminate. Determine which factors the industry takes for granted and eliminate them. Reduce. Determine which factors you should reduce below the industry standard. Consumers are already fed up with it, and it only increases cost structure without any gain. Raise. Determine which factors you should raise well above the industry standard. Create. Determine which factors are currently missing in the industry that you should create. Invent new sources of value, change the pricing, create new demand. Step 5. Make your move. Choose wisely. The final step is to opt for one blue ocean move. Quickly test it in the market and make the necessary corrections. This is also time to get feedback and confirm that everyone on the team is on board. Then it's time to launch your move. There are 4 key steps you must go through to make sure your strategy is valid. Check the buyer utility. That means ensuring your product has good utility throughout the buying process: purchases, delivery, use, supplements, maintenance, and disposal. Check the price. Ask yourself if the price is acceptable to the buyer. Check the cost. Does the cost allow you to earn a good profit? Adoption. Identify the adoption limitations for retailers, partners, and consumers, and develop a way to overcome them. The 6 Paths framework will help you shift your lens and uncover new possibilities by looking across an industry's self-imposed limitations. 1. Look into alternative industries. Identify alternative industries, buyers, and try to understand why they buy from these sources. Consider alternative industries as substitutes. Then, try to imagine what makes consumers switch between substitutes. 2. Look into strategic groups within industries. The second limitation you should inspect is inside your market. Define the different strategic buyer groups and seek to understand what factors, except for the price, make people trade up and down regarding the product. That way, you'll get valuable info on what features to focus on to prompt people to pay more for your product. 3. Look into the chain of buyers. Consider everyone involved in the buying process and highlight the groups that the market usually oversees. In most cases, companies focus on only one step of the buying chain, leaving the rest open for grabs. 4. Look into complementary product and service offerings. Usually, your products need something else in order to be effective. So assess what happens before, during, and after the consumers use your product and offer those services. 5. Look into the functional or emotional appeal to buyers. Markets generally stress the emotional or functional appeal of their products. That means you can take the approach opposite from the majority of your rivals. 6. Mind the time. Stay on top of trends to earn from them. Your blue ocean could be changing your service or product to be in tune with the current trend. However, be careful only to thrive off the already popular trends instead of trying to predict what will be popular in the future. Not quite. If you decide to sail into the new and uncharted waters, you will certainly encounter many challenges. For instance, you have to be the first to build your own market, find and draw in consumers, and invent a product that never existed in such form. As a result, successful blue ocean opportunities might be few and far between. All in all, this approach is a high risk that won't always pay off. However, if you do succeed, the reward is more than worth it. One of the great things about this approach is that you can use it no matter what kind of industry you belong to. The proof is in the rich array of companies that implemented the strategy across diverse sectors, from Cirque du Soleil in entertainment and Ford Motor Company in the car industry to Uber in transportation. You don't have to be a new entrant to the industry to change the dynamics and create a whole new service or product. If you already have an established business, you can create a blue ocean within your existing red ocean. The key is to make the right strategic move, not to start from scratch at all costs. It is not about being the first to the market. Thinking that way will only mess up your priorities and make you put speed above value. Instead, it is about being the most open-minded, the first who links innovation to value. Corporate graveyards are filled with businesses that got to the market first but failed to link their invention with value. You want to avoid the scenario where you lay the eggs only for someone else to hatch them. So you need to work tirelessly to add value before going on the market. No matter the industry, the competition in every market is fierce. And with the help of modern technology, information on products and prices become instantly available. That means red oceans are shrinking, just like your chances of building a $100 million company in such circumstances. Luckily, there are new waters to test out. You only need to be ready to dive into the blue ocean.